Uh, you know that awkward feeling when you record like a 10-minute long video and realize your mic wasn't on? Yeah, before tonight I didn't know that feeling either. Alright, so, previously on my life, I was talking about something. But, for right now, I am Blackstar, and I am a fan of superhero comics. All comics, but superhero, they are a specialty. My preferred comic company is DC, and I would like it on record that I do not hate Marvel. I hate large aspects of Marvel. I hate basically everything Marvel's trying to do. But there's simply too many characters that I love and cannot live without for me to say, yeah, I hate that company. I think Marvel Marvel's idea of a great comic company comes straight from like a 10-year-old. Like a really smart 10-year-old. Like it's almost there. Like everything works in theory. It really does. And nothing about them is just wholly bad. I mean, there's some race issues, but that's an industry wide issue. Everything just doesn't work. It it its own logic stabs itself in the back. Its own lack of use of its own logic also stabs itself in the back. It's a war on two fronts that's losing on both fronts. This situation kind of makes sense if you use real world logic, but makes no sense at all if you use comic book logic. This makes sense in comic book logic, but makes no sense in real world logic. And it's that kind of thing, and it never knows which one to stick to. But since its whole brand is about relatable heroes and like relatable blish situations, it all kind of blends together in kind of a mess. Now, the most frequent target of my, let's not say hatred, um, strong hate would be the word, I guess, is the X-Men. Why? Because the X-Men are one of those things that just seem great in theory. So I'm going to talk a bit about that. But before I do, let's get one thing straight. Batman is crazy. Like, the lengths that he goes to, normal people do not. Superman is an alien. And Wonder Woman is thousands of years old. I say this because those are three individuals who are kind of on a path, and they're probably going to be on that path forever. They've been on it since the 40s, and they're just going to kind of keep doing it. There exist different versions of them, but their main ones kind of keep doing their thing. That's fine for individuals like them. It's perfectly okay for Batman to be driven by the events that happened in that alley. I mean, it's not like there are no consequences for that. Besides all his lack of social skills, he's also unable to wield the Green Lantern ring because he still has that fear in it. And other things like that. He's not a perfect being. There's a lot of stuff going wrong with him. Superman is an alien. He is pretty much a perfect being. And Wonder Woman is an Amazon. She is an immortal being who has forever to alter her course or just stay on her course until it starts working. Now, I know you're asking yourself, Star, how does this connect to the X-Men? I know in your infinite wisdom, eventually you're going to tell us, and we're all going to be blown away. And to you, dear viewer, I say, you're correct. I am. The X-Men, or at least how they are presented, the X-Men are not either of those three things I mentioned. They're not gods. They're not separate from us, as they keep insisting. And they're not crazy. So the idea that their comic could, for 60 years, be all about that same thing that they're no closer to achieving is insane. By the way, that dream, I believe, was unifying mutants and humans. And now, you the viewer are saying, but Star, what does this have to do with anything? Why would this make you hate the X-Men? Well, on that particular point, dear viewer, I have to say, it's not the X-Men I hate, it's the people who defend the X-Men I hate. People telling me that the X-Men is an allegory for hate and hateful people say it to me like I'm an idiot, when I'm not. I'm 100% smarter than basically everyone who ever told me that. I am aware of what the X-Men are supposed to stand for. I'm saying it doesn't work. It can't work. Now, if we're going to compare the X-Men to, say, and their mission to, say, the civil rights movement, and trust me, I'm not in love with that, because that takes a huge dump on the civil rights movement, but bear with me. Now, progress was slow, and I'm not saying it happened in a day. I'm not saying it happened in 2, or a year, or 2, but for 60 years, they were not treading water. Things were happening. Minds, lives were being affected. And this is, yeah, the X-Men have shown none of that progress. And they are in 2017, like we are. And it's just too unlikely. I believe there are hateful people in the world, don't get me wrong. I've met them. I know some of them. But where are the people who come out in their support? Where are the fucking online campaigns to stand together with our mutant brothers and sisters? It just seems too unlikely, too convenient, that they're in the same place now that they were. Possible, but stupid. That's my first point, just about how comics need to adapt with the time. I mean, that's just that's the starting point why I don't like the allegory for hate argument. The second part is a bit more nuanced, and for lack of a better term, or lack of will to make up a better term, we're going to call it the Zootopia problem. I assume everyone watching this is familiar with Zootopia? Yes? Yes? You in the back there? Right, okay. There is an absolutely brilliant wisecrack video that goes at length about the problem with race and Zootopia. And it brings up several great points. I'll put a link to it in the description. But I'm going to focus on the first point, which was predators have a natural advantage at killing prey. In this case, we're talking about mutants. Mutants have an advantage when it comes to killing humans. There is a difference. They are not the same. They can shoot lasers out of their eyes, read minds, super strength, and all sorts of other powers that make them potentially dangerous. We're not even talking about what they choose to do. We're just talking about what they are. Now we're talking about what they do. There's an entire group called the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants dedicated to destroying humanity. Humans are in the right to be afraid. We are not equal to them. So why shouldn't they be afraid? Why? Just because the X-Men have goodwill doesn't mean every mutant does. Obviously, there's a whole group that go against the X-Men. No one in that world is a racist bigot for being afraid of the X-Men. And the problem is here. Simple. It's very simple. If you're saying mutants are the black people, then you just insulted me. Huge. You just said I was a dangerous being which possessed superior killing ability to white people. And that's a problem. Same for queer folks. Queer as folks. That's a huge, huge problem. And that's, for now, all I'll say on that issue. Do watch the Wisecrack video. It lays it out much better. Plus, it's a white guy, so, more believable. And then there are just some, minor, I guess you could call them continuity problems. In a world where multiple Marvel writers have confirmed that there's no way to just look at someone in the Marvel Universe with the power and say for sure that they are anything, an alien, a mutant, an inhuman, a superhuman, someone using advanced tech, there's no way to do that just by eye. It seems weird that mutants are so targetable. Same for Inhumans too, because they did this with Inhumans. Multiple writers have said that, visually, there's no difference between a mutant and an Inhuman. And I think it was a scene in New Warriors where the character Hayachi was used his powers for the first time. He's on a train and someone's like, mutant! And someone else is like, no, he's an Inhuman! And I'm like, that's impressive. How the fuck did you know that? And it's that kind of stuff. It's meant have people reacting in fear to whatever species they want to use as an allegory for race at the moment, but it's just one of those annoying, stupid things. It's not possible to do. There's no way that these people can know that. But you just want to make sure the hate's focused in the right place, I guess. It's that, along with shitty storytelling over the last few years, and this just sort of pretentious, the X-Men people think they're doing this amazing thing. They think they're doing these amazing, super clever thing. Oh, look at us, we're making all these amazing allegories. Really, it's just annoying. That last one's my personal opinion. I'm going to kind of close this issue for now, because I don't really have anything more to say on it at the moment, but I'll definitely come back to this. Me and the X-Men, it's an ongoing battle every day.